What's up, my fellow Toku nerds and fellow Skylander nerds? We gotta talk about episode 7 because this one's a rough one, to say the least. We left off in episode 6, and that's where we start. Baku gets Riku in safety, which... This might be a weird loophole, but isn't she safe already? Because this isn't her dream, but the president's dream of Nem's agency. That's just, you let me know. But either way, it was nice. It was simple and not too complicated to do. I kind of find it funny that when Baku was going up steps, it just cuts, like, it stays the same steps, but the numbers on the wall keep going up, and I just find that very funny. Also, well, I gotta add this: 100 floors in the nightmare. Jeez, that was a nightmare on its own. Someone afraid going up steps? Let me know. But dang, 100 floors? That's a lot of floors to go up. The story behind them. Well, in the preview, something did happen. An accident happened that caused Nem to be put in a coma, I think. It's not exactly clear. This was a rough story I was not expecting for. The accident was, they got into a crash with a bus and a truck. I can't remember what kind of truck it was. But that one's rough because I was not expecting that. I was expecting her to be like the person like outside of the dream, but nope, she is missing. Apparently, a couple days after the accident, she disappeared. Do we know how or why? No. This was shocking, to say the least. Because no one knows about what happened to them. And that... Last episode, I called the president of Nem's agency a creep. Only because he had a shrine made for Nem. But turns out that the whole reason Nem disappeared was because of that. So, I mean, this was rough, to say the least. What else? And I love that Baku promises to find her so that the president can doesn't get kidnapped by the nightmare. I'm really glad the nightmare did not go through into the real world. I'm really glad on that, because that would have been monstrosity. The parts that I liked the most about this episode were the fight scenes. The way that Baku was using the projection capsule was really good. And also, projection is OP as heck. And I love it. But man, it was a really good tool in general. Because because he's able to, like, teleport, manipulate different things. This was a really good one. Also, he can produce clones, which now I fully understand something here. There was a toy of the Stream Form set on Toy Collectibles, which has 4 different suits. I was really confused on why 4. You got one for machinery. You got the base stream form. You got the projection, and then you had one that had the projection tile over the Zeztz driver. I was kind of confused on that until this episode. Now I understand that the clones are the ones that had the projection thing on top of the driver. That makes total sense now. And that is ingenious. Sneaky, but genius. But that was really cool. Also, I like the final finish that Baku uses in projection form. Because most of the time when we see the rider kick in Zeztz, he's just been using the impact capsule. The fact that I used it in projection, it changed the finish in a sense. Instead of the 3 7s turning into a Z being red, it's now blue. I like that little touch. Gives it a little more character to the finish. There's one move that we have not yet seen, and it's the overbanish. I'm really curious on how that's going to work. Is it like just more of an extreme version of the regular banish finish, or is it something else completely? Like, I've heard that the Omega Drive from Ghost was different, but I've not seen Ghost. Do not hate me on that. I'm just going off what I know. Okay, good, moving on. I think also the fact, and I was holding off until like near the end of this video, but we do know where Nem is. She's with Nox, or Nox has Nem sleeping, kind of like Sleeping Beauty, but I don't want to dig myself into a rabbit hole on that one, but dang, I'm even more curious about Nox, because now I'm starting to feel like he's the main villain that we're going to be following. The secondary rider is just going to be like, I don't know. I got so many questions about Nox, because this story is gained so good that each episode we learn bits and pieces, and I'm so like, I'm so invested in Zeztz. You guys wouldn't believe, but it's the way that they're doing this story is incredible. Gets the high stakes actions, gets the mission done in a few episodes. I like that each episode is kind of like its own little arc in a sense. Because first arc you had the setup, episodes 1 through 3. 4 and 5 was all about the mission, protect the VIP bride. That was really good. And now you got this, 6 and 7 being escape the prison, which escape the nightmare technically, but moving on. I can't wait to see what Zeztz has to bring, and I'm so looking forward to see what happens to Nem, because Nem is a good character. She's a good sidekick to Zeztz, and ultimately I don't want to see anything bad happen to her, because she's a good character to have in the dreams with Baku. getting that connection and having that conversation of what needs to get done. That's all I really have to say about this episode, because I'm still kind of shocked to this moment. But you guys let me know what you think. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. The more people that subscribe will help me in the long run, because I do want this channel to grow bigger, and I want to reach out to more people that love what I do. So, until next time, take care.